Rizzes was a simple boy who had a hidden crush on the most popular girl at school, Runa. On the day he got the challenge to confess to her, the boys sitting at the back of the class were already making plans to get Runa and spreading all kinds of talk that she moved too fast in relationships and then changed her mind. Rizzes had been lost in these rumors about Runa since last year, when suddenly Runa turned to him and asked for a pen. She started writing in front of him without any hesitation, and Rizzes just looked away, nervous. At that moment, he remembered that Runa usually had a soft and friendly attitude with everyone, and he also felt that she did not ignore him for being strange. Later, Rizzes was having lunch on the roof with his two friends, Ren and Yusuke. They made a bet that whoever got the highest grades, the other two would listen to him. When the results came, Ren and Yusuke lost badly and Rizzes passed. Then, to keep their promise, they ordered Rizzes to go and confess to the girl he liked. After school, Rizzes left a letter for Runa and asked her to meet him at the back gate. He was not sure if this was right or not, but he did not want to break his friend's word and thought he had nothing to lose anyway. When Runa came, she was completely normal and even laughed when she saw how nervous he was. Then she directly asked why he liked her. Rizzes' heart was beating fast, but he gathered courage and said he just thought Runa was cute. As soon as he said this, he drowned in shame and thought she would clearly reject him and leave. But the surprising thing was that Runa accepted. Rizzes was almost in shock, and at that moment, they officially became a couple. Runa laughed and made it clear that now they were dating, while Ren and Yusuke stood frozen in shock. Their first date was just walking home together. Rizzes was walking with her, as if there was no life in his body, and then he asked why Runa accepted his confession. Before he got an answer, he remembered his old experience when he talked to a girl and only stayed friends, and this thought made him feel even more insecure inside. Runa's answer surprised Rizzes. She said she agreed because she wanted to know him better, and if the relationship went well, she wanted to fall in love with him, so she wanted to try it out. Then she remembered her old point that most of her relationships ended in 2 months or less. Their talk continued on the train, and Rizzes started thinking again about those rumors that people said Runa just kept changing boys. When they reached Runa's house, she invited Rizzes inside and told him she was alone at home. Runa took him to her room and went out to get drinks. During this time, Rizzes saw her drawer and tried to control himself, but in the end, he peeked inside. At that moment, Runa came back and Rizzes got nervous. Then Runa picked up a camisole and showed it to him, saying it was new, and Rizzes could not understand where this was going. Then Runa asked if he wanted to take a bath or just move forward, and she started opening her shirt buttons. Rizzes got nervous and thought he was about to do it for the first time, but he stopped himself and stopped Runa too. Runa asked in surprise why he stopped. She thought that when a boy gets a girlfriend, this is what he wants, but Rizzes said it was too fast. He reminded her that until today, she did not even know his full name, and he wanted their first time to have meaning, not just be done in a hurry. Then he gently asked if she really wanted this. Runa admitted that she herself did not know. She always thought this thing came with a relationship, and if she refused, the boy would leave her for someone else. Then Rizzes understood that maybe Runa did not use her boyfriends, but they used her. In the end, when Runa asked if he wanted to do it or not, Rizzes felt yes inside, but still said no because he wanted to be better than her past boys. Then Rizzes started to go home, and Runa came to drop him at the main road. On the way, she said he was different and more honest. Rizzes explained that this was his first relationship and he had never been close to a girl before. He promised he would never cheat, and he wanted their first time to be when she really wanted it, not because she felt she had to. At last, Runa understood him and thought maybe this relationship could really become something real. Runa liked that Rizzes was not rushing. The next day, Rizzes still could not believe he was really in a relationship with Runa, and when Runa messaged that she would be late, Rizzes did not know how to reply. When class started, Runa came in and, as always, everyone looked at her. She sat at her seat and smiled at Rizzes. At lunch on the roof, Rizzes told his friends Ren and Yusuke about what happened yesterday. Ren directly asked if something happened between them. Rizzes said no and explained that Runa started the topic, but he said he needed time and wanted to prepare first. Yusuke advised him to always keep protection with him because Runa was very popular and many boys were after her. Back in class, Runa started talking more to Rizzes and told him about her dream from last night, but Rizzes could not focus. Some boys sitting at the back started teasing him for talking to Runa, and Runa's friend Nicole also kept looking at him with a hard stare. Rizzes got nervous, changed the topic, and made an excuse to leave. All day, Runa stayed around him, but Nicole kept her eyes on Rizzes all the time. In the end, Rizzes told Runa to keep their relationship secret at school and not to talk at school, just talk after school and on weekends. Runa took weekends to mean that Rizzes wanted to take her on a date, and she agreed right away. Rizzes got stuck in his own words because Saturday was just one day away and he did not know what to do. That night, Runa called Rizzes and asked where they would go for their date. Rizzes got nervous and said they could watch a movie, but when Runa asked which movie, he went quiet. Runa asked why he wanted to go on a date. Rizzes clearly said he wanted to know her better and wanted to do on the weekend whatever Runa liked. Then they ended the call, and Rizzes kept thinking about what Runa did on weekends. When Saturday came, he found out that Runa liked shopping. She kept Rizzes with her all over the shopping shopping center. It was the first time Rito saw her in casual clothes, and he thought she looked very pretty, which made Rito feel less than her. After shopping, Runa asked if he was really enjoying, because he did not react much to her talk. Rito told the truth that he was listening to everything she said, and he was also making notes in his mind about what things she liked, and whenever she looked at something, he was watching her face too. He said he liked this date because Runa was happy. Runa got shy and said Rintu was really different from others. That night, Ridido messaged her, but for the first time Runa did not reply. Risto got nervous because she usually replied right away. Then he started thinking maybe Runa never took him seriously and she liked someone else. To control himself, he started watching a love story recap video. The next day, when Raido met Ren and Isuke, he saw Runa talking to some boys behind. His friends also saw and just put a hand on his shoulder in sympathy. Later, after school, Runa suddenly said to meet at the park. Rita thought now she was going to leave him. On the way, he prepared himself and even thought he should have done something before when he had the chance, but then he controlled himself and prepared in his mind what to say if they broke up. When he reached the park, Runa immediately showed her new phone case, which was a limited edition of her favorite character. She said she bought two, one for herself and one for Rito. She also took Nicole with her because one person could only buy one. Actually, they both kept playing a mobile game and their phone battery died, so she could not reply to his message. Rito could not even speak and felt bad for thinking such wrong things. When Runa saw Rista quiet, she thought maybe he did not like the surprise, but Rista just got stuck thinking he did not deserve a girl like her. Still, Runa did all this for him. On the way home, Runa said she was happy that their 1-week anniversary surprise went well. Richu said this was all new for him because his first crush did not end well and he was rejected. Runa did not say much, just that it was good that did not happen, or else she would not be with Rinado today. Raidiso thought that young relationships did not last long, but Runa did not agree. She said her parents also started dating young and then got married, and she liked that kind of love story. At that moment, a fast car passed on the road and Runa got surprised. Rinatu excitedly said it was a supercar. Runa asked what was different between that and a normal car. Then Ritaju started explaining supercars in detail and Runa just stared at him in surprise. When Ritaju realized, he apologized for his weird way, but Runa smiled and said it was fine, and after hearing this, she felt she wanted to be like a supercar too. She said she wanted to move fast, grow quickly, and start a family, but life always came in the middle because her past relationships did not work, her parents were divorced, and inside, she still felt childish. Raitu listened quietly, then gave her courage and said a supercar was not just about speed. The real thing was to enjoy the journey. He also said Runa was already living her youth in the right way because she was happy with school, friends, and her favorite things. Runa understood this and smiled again, saying she would enjoy life the way he said. Seeing Runa smile, Ryoto felt he still had a lot to learn, but he wanted to reach her level. That night, at home, Runa called Nicole and said the surprise was a success. Nicole clearly said that if Runa did not want, she did not have to stay with Ryanto because Nicole still did not trust him. Runa said she wanted to stay with Ritado because she felt comfortable with him, so she wanted to continue this relationship. Soon after, when everything was going well between Rento and Runa, a new student came to class. It was Maria, Riento's first crush, who had rejected him before. As soon as Rinto saw her, he remembered the time when she said he was just a good friend. Risha remembered that again, but reminded himself that now he had Runa. The other boys started talking happily after seeing Maria's innocent face. As soon as Maria entered the class, she also saw Raitu, especially because they sat next to each other. Rita took care of his relationship and did not want anyone to know about Maria, especially that she had rejected him. That is why he told himself to keep a distance. After school, Nicole suddenly stopped Rito and said she wanted to talk. Seeing Nicole's hard stare, Raido got nervous and asked if he did something wrong. Nicole said she wanted to talk about Runa's birthday because it was this Saturday. Rito had no idea about it, which made Nicole even more annoyed, and she asked if he was really serious about Runa. In the end, Nicole said Riatu should plan something for Runa's birthday. Rinto asked her for help and asked what things Runa liked, because he also wanted to prepare a surprise like Runa did. At that moment, someone secretly took a picture of them and posted it in the class group chat. The next morning, Runa was already waiting at the train station. She smiled, but directly asked what that picture meant. There was chaos in the class group chat, and everyone was teasing that an ugly boy was having lunch with a beautiful girl like Nicole. Raido nervously asked if she was free next weekend. Then he told her everything, that he was talking to Nicole about her birthday, and it was supposed to be a surprise. But now that she knew, he wanted to take her on a proper date. Runa understood right away and agreed to the date. Then she reminded him of their rule that they should not get caught together at school, so she went to school first. After Runa left, Ritter thought maybe she was jealous, and he liked that. Earlier, Nicole had told Ryoto that Runa liked Harajuku and tapioca milk tea. That weekend, Ryoto took her there. Runa was very happy and liked the milk tea Rito got for her. At one point, Runa said she would pay her part, but Ryana stopped her right away. He said it was her birthday, so she should just enjoy the date. Then he asked what she liked in milk tea. He also told her that he made a special map of Harajuku and marked his favorite milk tea places, and he made it as a small research just for her. He said he wanted to know her better. Runa liked this because no one had ever worked so hard for her before. Then their date passed trying milk tea from different corners of Harajuku, and it was a good day, especially for Runa. When the sun started to set, Risto remembered the Maria thing and wanted to tell Runa about his past. But before he could speak, he felt Runa was also thinking about something. Both said nothing and started watching a couple sitting nearby. At that moment, Rito remembered he forgot to buy a gift and spent all his money on milk tea. Runa assured him that this date was enough to make her happy, and if he wanted to give something, she would take that handmade map because it was made just for her, and that made it important. Then another rumor spread at school. People were calling Runa greedy and saying her boyfriends were just people used for her. Raito got upset after hearing this. Later at lunch, when Richitu was lost in thought, Nicole came to the roof where he usually was with his friends. Everyone was surprised by Nicole's sudden presence and quickly left. Nicole brought up the birthday date again and thought Raito was strange. Richitu took this as a compliment because the date went well with Nicole's help. Then the talk turned to the rumors about Runa. Richitu said he did not believe those things, while Nicole did not even try to hide her anger. A few days later, Maria suddenly gave Risto cookies, and she forgot one of her books, so Risto had to share his book with her. When the teacher went out, Maria brought up the old topic that she had rejected him before. She admitted that at that time she was immature and did not understand relationships. Then she tried to pull Rito towards her, but Rito did not fall for it and clearly said he already had a girlfriend. Maria asked in surprise who it was, but Rito remembered his promise to Runa and said it was a secret. After school, Richitu saw a boy calling Runa. Risto got suspicious and quietly followed to see what was happening. In an empty classroom, that boy told Runa he liked her and asked her to go on a date. Runa calmly refused and said she had a boyfriend. The boy was surprised because Runa's friend Akari had told him she was single. Runa apologized and said Akari did not know about her relationship. When the boy asked the boyfriend's name, he also made fun and said maybe she was not telling because he was some loser. Runa stopped him and said she could tell the name if she wanted, but she would not because she respected his wish to keep it secret. She also said she had made a promise that he would not cheat, and she trusted him. She clearly said she was not ashamed, and if the world found out who her boyfriend was, she would be proud of it. Raitu heard all this and was surprised because inside he always thought maybe Runa was ashamed of him. Later, when Rishto was finishing the last work of the day, Maria again brought up the rumors. She said one of her friends had dated Runa before, and Runa was clingy, selfish, and used her boyfriends. This made Raito feel very bad, and he asked if she was really talking about Runa. Maria said yes, and with a smile, said people should have known from the start. Raito stopped her right there and said it was all lies, and Runa was not like that. He said Runa was good, caring, and the best girlfriend. Maria asked why he was getting so angry about it. Then Riatu stood up without hesitation and said loudly that he was Runa's boyfriend. The boys did not believe it. Akari was also surprised, but Runa calmly confirmed it was true. As soon as she said it, the room went silent. Then the boys started calling Runa an angel for accepting a boy like Riento, and in this way, the rumors were proven wrong. Maria could not take it and left the room in anger. Riatu immediately went after Maria, and then he found out that Maria was the one spreading rumors against Runa. Maria did not deny it, and finally admitted she just wanted to be first for once. Then she also said she was actually Runa's twin sister. After their parents' divorce, they were separated. Maria went with her mother, while Runa stayed with her father. Since childhood, everyone liked Runa for her happy and shining personality, while Maria was quiet and alone. After the divorce, Maria had to change schools and even her identity, while Runa's life stayed more stable. After that, Maria started wanting to become like Runa because she thought that was the only way to get everything she did not have. But whatever she did, Runa always got everyone's attention. Maria asked Rito if he was tired of her behavior. Rito admitted he did not like what she did, but he understood her feelings to some level. Maria did not like this and said he could never really understand her. Ritato said he knew how hard it was to show your wishes, especially when someone cared about others' opinions. Then he said Runa was different for him because she always surprised him with her honesty. He explained to Maria that if she kept forcing herself to become like Runa, she would only hurt herself. In the end, Rito said he hoped Maria would find someone who saw her real self. Maria still insisted and told him to leave her alone, so Rito left. Back in class, Nicole stopped Rinado, put a hand on his shoulder, and said for that announcement, he was not that bad. Then she left, saying she had work. After that, Riendo and Runa walked home together. Runa said she was happy everyone now knew about the relationship, but she asked why he suddenly said it in front of everyone. Risto said he did not like the things being said about Runa. Hearing this, Runa stopped and understood it was all for her. Her eyes got wet because someone spoke up for her when she was just trying to ignore the rumors. She asked who started it, and Ranto was about to tell, but Runa changed the topic and said herself that Maria was her twin sister. She apologized for hiding this secret and said she wanted to tell him but never found the right time. Runa admitted Maria could be strange sometimes, but she was still a good person. Runa asked again if Riatu believed any of the rumors. Riasto said he did not believe a word. He liked the girl in front of him, and he would not let the past come between their present. Runa was thankful for his understanding, but then wondered why Maria transferred to their school. The next day, Ritadu was scared that now everyone knew about his relationship with Runa, so he wondered wondered what the class would do to him. But when he arrived, there was no problem. And when Runa came, she could now talk to him openly. After school, Ritu and Runa went on a simple date to a fast food place. Runa remembered that Ritu said he wanted to know her better, so now Runa also wanted to know more about Ritito. She asked what he usually did on weekends. Rishto, surprised by the question, said he mostly watched live streams. Then he started talking fast about games and streamers, and Runa could not understand what he was saying. Rito realized he talked too much and got nervous, but Runa smiled and said she wanted to watch the same live stream he was talking about. Rito showed her, and Runa really got interested. She came closer to watch, which made Rito's heart beat faster. Risto thought if Runa could really love a boy like him, maybe one day he could even kiss her. A few days later at school, Ryuto asked Ren and Yasuki for advice because he wanted to know how to kiss a girl. Both had no experience themselves, so they scolded him, but still said to start by holding hands. After school, Rintu asked Runa to go on a date to Ueno Park. Runa was very happy because she always wanted to go there. Ren and Wasuke's plan was simple: take her on a boat, then when she wobbled, hold her hand. During this, Ryoto got lost in thought, so the teacher suddenly stood him up for a question. Ryoto was not ready at all, but Maria helped him answer. Later, Ryoto thanked her. Maria asked if he disliked her because of everything, but Ryoto said he was not angry at all. Hearing this, Maria was happy, but she quickly hid her smile. On the date, Ryoto and Runa reached Ueno Park. Ryoto was about to talk about the boat ride, but Runa stopped him and showed a bento she made just for him. Ryoto liked it a lot, and Runa was happy to see him enjoy it. After lunch, they finally went on the duck boat, and Runa almost slipped at the dock. Ryoto got ready to hold her hand, but Runa quickly balanced herself and got on the boat without any problem. Ryoto was surprised, but still thought he would try again later. After the ride, he tried to hold her hand, but Runa avoided it again. Rinto's face fell. Runa misunderstood and stopped to ask what was wrong, because she remembered her ex also got quiet like this before their breakup. Ritotu quickly managed the situation and said he just wanted to ask if she wanted to ride another boat. Runa thought Raitu really liked boats, so she agreed right away. This time, Ryuno got on the boat first and put his hand out. Runa hesitated, then took his hand and got on the boat. When they reached the middle of the lake, Runa said they should have taken this boat from the start because she wanted to hold his hand. She said she had been thinking about this for days. That was why she kept sticking close to him. Ryuto admitted he was thinking the same. Then Runa came closer, and before Runa too could understand, Runa put her lips on his lips. Runa smiled and said it seemed they both thought the same, and she wanted to know Rinto more. On the way back, Runa said she wanted to walk the whole way holding his hand, and she also felt she liked Rinto more every day. That night, Maria kept thinking about Ryoto and did not like that Ryoto was with her twin sister in the end. Then she thought maybe she should become like Runa. On another day, Risto and Runa studied together, and this time they tried to understand the meaning of a sentence in English. Risto simply explained that it meant even if many people lied, this person told the truth. Runa connected this to Risto and felt he was different because he was not someone who broke promises. On the way home, Runa reminded Rinto that during summer break, their 1-month anniversary was coming. She asked if he wanted to go to the beach with her. Risto immediately agreed, and Runa was happy about that, and also about her English grades, even if they were still below average. When she asked about Rito's grades, Rito did not brag about his higher marks, but Runa still called him very smart. Seeing all this, Maria got an idea. She stopped Rito when he came out of the bathroom and asked if he could teach her English too. She made the excuse that she was not close to anyone in class yet, so she was asking Riento. Richido was not interested and gently refused, saying he already promised Runa. Maria still did not stop and asked if he could teach her math during summer break. Risto said Isuke was better at math and she should ask him, but Maria did not like this. Then before losing the chance, she asked for Ryoto's number. Summer break started and Renado and Runa got ready for their vacation. Maria kept asking Ryoto for a study session and messaged to ask when he was free, but Ryoto did not pay attention to her and kept his focus on Rina. I cannot write sexual or explicit detail for school-age characters, so I'm keeping this part vague. The beach trip started, and at first sight, Risto got nervous seeing Runa in a swimsuit. Runa understood he was still not normal on this kind of date, so she teased him more and told him to put sunscreen on her back. Risto carefully spread sunscreen on her back and tried to control himself. Then they both played in the water and had a good time until lunch. Runa said it was a sunny day, and Ringto laughed at this. Then Rena too hesitantly said, Rona looked very pretty. Runa got shy and said she was not ready for a sudden compliment, but she was happy. She also said she chose this swimsuit after looking at many options, and Nicole did her nails to match it. When they were going back, it started to rain, and they had to stay one night at a nearby motel and return by train the next morning. The problem was, they only had money for one room. Runa agreed to share the room. Runa used the bathroom first, and Ryoto kept thinking about how he would spend the night, so he started exercising to keep himself busy. When Runa came out and saw him, she laughed and talked about his fitness. Runa came close to tease him, and Ryan nervously moved back. Runa felt a little strange, then said he should use the bathroom now, and also told him there was an onsen. Ryoto went right away and scolded himself for acting like he did not like her touch, and decided to apologize when he got back. When he returned into the room, Runa acted normal, like nothing happened. Then she shyly said not to look at her because she did not put on makeup. Rianta blushed and said she looked younger this way. When the light went off and they got under the blanket, Rito could not sleep. Then Runa quietly asked if he wanted to move their relationship forward now. The decision was left to Ricto. This part had sexual topics for school-age characters, so I am not describing that part. Still, Rianta wisely asked if Runa was really ready. Runa hesitated and said she did not want to make him wait, but Rista said he only wanted it if she really wanted it too. Runa said she liked him, but if she thought about it, she wanted to wait until she felt fully ready. Rito agreed and said they would not talk about this anymore and just sleep. Runa asked why he was so gentle with her, and Rita said because he liked her. Then Runa just asked for a hug, and in the end, they slept holding hands. On the other side, Maria felt like a loser again and wished she was the one at the beach with Raito. Then she got an idea. When Ritsu and Runa came back to the city, Ritsu was taking her home, and on the way, he met Nicole at her part-time job. She took him to the restaurant, bought him food, and asked about the latest in his relationship. Nicole asked if he noticed that sometimes Runa wanted to be with him a lot. Risto said he had no problem with it. In fact, he liked it. Nicole was satisfied with this answer and said Runa's past boyfriends never understood her, and they found her style annoying. Nicole said if both sides gave equal attention, then no one felt burdened. Then she also talked about Runa's past relationships, that most ended in 2 or 3 months, sometimes because of cheating and sometimes just because of distance. Nicole was worried that Runa still remembered this, so she made Runato promise he would not do anything to hurt Runa. Rishto promised, and Nicole felt she could trust him now. That night, as soon as Riatu got home, he got a call from Maria's number, but the voice sounded like Runa. She said she was at her mother's place and needed to meet him at school because she had to talk. Riato first refused, saying he was tired from the trip, but when she insisted, Riato agreed. She said she would wait in the sports storeroom. When reached there, the room was dark. The voice said she had changed her mind about the relationship tonight. At the same time, the real Runa was happily talking to Nicole on the phone, saying Rinto was her last man. The fake Runa came close to Rinto, hugged him, and said she was ready. For a moment, Riato started to fall for it, but then remembered what the real Runa told him last night. Then he immediately understood this was not Runa. He pushed her back and called her Maria by her real name. Rina, too, could not believe how close he was to falling in this trap, especially because her voice was exactly like Runa's. Maria sighed and admitted she was Maria, and said the only thing the two of them shared was their voice. Ritu asked in surprise why she went so far. Maria said she liked him and was even ready to go this far to act however Riento wanted. Rita still kept his limits and clearly refused. He said he wanted to protect Rina's smile and her trust, and he would not cheat on her. Maria started to say something, but then a guard's voice came close, so both of them got scared and escaped through the window. Then they sat on a bench. Maria kept looking down, and seeing her like this, it became hard for Rito to stay angry at her. Rito gently asked if she did all this to take revenge on Runa, or if she hated her. Maria immediately denied it and said she really liked Rito. She admitted she could never become like Runa, and she knew she would never be first for Rito, but she could not stop her feelings. Maria also said she felt this was like punishment for her, because she rejected Rito before, and now she understood how Rito must have felt at that time. She started crying and apologized. Rintu wanted to comfort her, but then stopped so she would not misunderstand again. Maria's last request was that Rita just sit with her until she finished crying. By the next morning, the story had already spread. Rita did not know about the rumors because he was thinking about Maria's condition last night. He also remembered what Nicole said, to never make Runa sad. He wanted to tell everything to Runa before the misunderstanding grew. But as soon as Risto reached class, Ren and Isuke stopped him and asked what was going on with Maria, because the rumor had spread that Risto cheated on Runa. Ren even showed him a picture from last night with Rientu and Maria sitting together. When Maria entered the room, the atmosphere went completely silent. Ritito immediately took her aside and asked if she started the rumor. Maria denied it and said she was not so cruel to spread such things about herself. Then she apologized and promised she would not contact him again, and also said she would block his number. Before leaving, she just said if she had said yes to him before, maybe she would be his girlfriend now. And she left it there and said there was no use thinking about the past. At that moment, Runa and Nicole came into the class, and when Runa heard about Ryato's first crush, she dropped her phone. Maria left, and Runa also left with tears, while Ryoto was left standing alone. Nicole did not give any mercy. She slapped Rastu across the face and took Runa's phone with her. That same day, school made the last announcement before summer break. Everyone gathered in the gym, but neither Runa nor Maria came. Rishto never thought his relationship with Runa would break so fast. He wanted to apologize, but did not know how to talk. During the break, Ritu started taking extra classes. 2 weeks passed, but Runa did not reply to any of his messages. Once he even went to her house, but stopped before ringing the bell. Then he buried himself in those classes so he could forget everything. On the other side, Ren and Yisuke went to Chiba Beach to enjoy summer. At first, everything seemed fine, but when they got there, they realized they had not planned anything. Later, when they were wandering around looking for lunch, they saw an unexpected scene. Ren immediately took a picture and sent it to Ryoto, and in it, Rano was seen close to a boy at the beach. As soon as Risto saw the picture, he left the classroom and took a train to Chiba Beach. For the first time, he really thought maybe Runa was disappointed in him. He also remembered that Runa always forgave him, but if now she had moved on with someone else, he understood he made a big mistake. In a beachside cafe, Runa and Nicole were sitting together when the boy from the picture came in. Runa called him Mao and asked for a picture, saying she had not seen him much these days. Mao said he was busy running the cafe. Then he noticed Ryato standing at the door. Mao did not know the situation, so as a cafe owner, he greeted Ryato properly. But Runa and Nicole stopped as soon as they saw him. Ryato said he did not come for the cafe. He came to talk to Runa. The mood got heavy, so Mao broke the silence. He said Runa had mentioned Rito before, and he even gave Rito his card. Risto found out Mao was Runa's uncle. Mao let Rito sit inside, and Runa sat in front of him. Nicole angrily asked how Rito dared to come here. Mao calmly said at least Rito made the effort to come, so he should be heard. Then he reminded Nicole about her part-time job and said if Rito made Runa cry again, he would deal with him himself. Nicole left, and Mao also went back to the kitchen, so Rito and Runa were left alone. In the end, Rifto told everything, that Maria was the girl who rejected him before. He apologized for not telling Runa this earlier. He also told Runa about the night when Maria said she liked him. He did not go into detail about what Maria tried to do, but clearly said he refused her. He said Maria cried that night, and he just stayed there for a while to support her, but he did not know who took the picture. Rita understood Runa was upset because of him, so he apologized again. To Rishto's surprise, Runa also apologized and said she should have known Rishto was not someone who would cheat. She said she understood Maria's feelings, because Maria looked strong on the outside, but was weak inside. Runa said if Maria really liked Rito, she was serious, and as a sister, she was glad Rito stayed with Maria when she was broken. Rito asked why Runa did not reply to his messages. Runa explained that when she dropped her phone, it went to the service center, so she could not reply. Runa said she never believed Rinto would cheat, but after hearing about Maria, she got nervous and did not know how to ask for an explanation. Still, she wanted to be with him, and she was thinking of contacting him herself, but before the phone was fixed, Rito came to her, and she was happy about that. Then Runa took Ringtao to meet her grandmother, who lived with Mao. Mao insisted that Ritito stay the night. Before going inside, Runa stopped and asked if he wanted to spend the rest of summer break there with her. She said he could do part-time work at Mao's cafe, spend time at the beach, and they could also see the summer festival. Ritito agreed, and in this way, his summer break started with Runa. The next morning, at Runa's grandmother's house, Rita felt the environment was different. When he woke up, Runa was very close to him, and Rishto realized this was not a dream, and he was really going to spend the rest of summer break with Runa. Runa had already worked part-time at Mao's cafe, so she knew how to handle customers, but for Ritu, it was the first time. Runa helped him with everything, and Ryan too learned quickly. During lunch break, Rito did his homework, and his mother sent his clothes and homework there. During this, two strange boys came inside. They knew Runa and started teasing her, which made Runa uncomfortable. Risto noticed right away. He understood these people would cause trouble, but still got up and calmly went to them and asked if they wanted to rent a room or order something. The boys understood the hint and started to leave, but before going, one of them asked which of them Runa would choose. Runa immediately pulled Rito close and proudly said Rito was her boyfriend. Both boys left embarrassed. Runa angrily said those boys often came just to flirt and bother her. Risto said he should have stepped in earlier, but Runa said what he did was enough. Then she saw Rinja's books on the table and was surprised how serious he was about studying, and she thought with such hard work, he could easily get into college. Risto shyly said college was still far away, but Runa liked that everyone around her was working hard for something. Rientu was focused on his studies, Nicole was saving money with a part-time job for nail art school, and Akari wanted to go to fashion school. Runa said she herself still did not know what she would do, because for her, the most important thing was to make a strong relationship with the one she wanted to be with and stay together for life. She also started thinking about places to live, and her biggest dream was to live with her family again. If that was not possible, she at least wanted to make her own happy family with kids and a loving husband. Hearing Runa's talk, Ruinto got shy and his face turned red. Runa asked if her dream was too much for Rito, but Rinito said it was not. These talks stayed in Rito's mind, and he felt Rihanna had a clearer idea of her future than he did, so he decided he would study even harder and try for college. During this, while Rinito was lost in thought, Runa gave a small scream from the kitchen. Raitu ran inside and found out Runa was out of potatoes, even though she was going to cook for him. Runa said she would go get potatoes, but Rinto stopped her and said he would go with her. Then both of them went out to buy potatoes and other needed things. On the way back, Runa took one bag from Rito and said she wanted to walk back holding his hand. At home, Runa cooked and Riste Day helped her. The grandmother sat nearby drinking tea and watched them for a while, then left them alone. Runa said their grocery trip felt like a newly married couple, and Rito got shy again at her direct words. When the food was ready, Runa proudly told him to taste it. When Ryatu said the food was good, Runa was happy because she did not realize being in a relationship could feel so good and full. In the city, Maria came home late after extra classes. Her mother said the grandmother had called earlier and said Maria should come to the summer festival, especially because Runa would be there with a boy named Riento. As soon as Maria heard the name, she understood and made an excuse that she already had plans with friends, so she could not come this summer. Back at the grandmother's house, Runa found out Maria refused to come, and Runa felt Maria was still keeping her distance from them. Runa wanted Maria to come because it had been 2 years since she saw her mother, and she hoped this time everyone would meet again. When Maria first transferred to their school, Runa was very happy. She had also heard about her mother's second divorce and thought that was why Maria changed schools. Runa thought maybe Maria did not like being in the same school or even the same class, so Runa never told anyone they were twin sisters. Still, even if they were completely different, Runa loved her sister and wanted to get close to her again. Riatu said Maria just needed time, and he was sure Maria would understand Runa's feelings in the end. Suddenly, Runa asked Rittado to help her become friends with Maria again. She knew it sounded strange, but she wanted to try. Rishto agreed and said he would be the link between them. Still, Runa did not want anyone to know they were sisters. She just wanted to eat ice cream together and play together like before. Later, when Mao came home, he brought Runa's phone back after repair. The phone had a lot of messages and internet updates. Riato did not really understand all this, but seeing Runa happy made him happy too. 2 weeks passed. Mao paid Rittado for working at the cafe and reminded him that his 2-month anniversary with Runa was coming and advised him to buy a gift for Runa. Rittado went to the festival stalls, checked everything, and then bought something from an accessory stall that he thought would look good on Runa. When he came home, Runa surprised him because she came out wearing a yukata and her grandmother had dressed her. Richa said in surprise that she looked very cute. Then Runa told Rinado to wear a yukata too because her grandmother had prepared one for him so they could go to the festival together. At the festival, Runa was good at the goldfish catching game. Ritatu failed on his first try. Then they played more games, looked at masks, and got snacks. While they were standing in line for candied apples, Rieto asked if she was tired. Runa said she was fine, then suddenly said she wanted to go see something. Runa went to the accessory stall because she wanted to buy a moonstone ring, but it was already sold out. When Rieto got the candied apple, they both walked to the shrine for a better view. While walking with Runa in her yukata, Riento asked again if she was tired. Runa smiled and said she was fine. For Rieto, it was the first time coming to a festival with a girl in a yukata, and it felt strange, but also good. Then Rieto said that everything he did with Runa was a first for him, and that made it all very special. Hearing this made Runa feel bad because many of her firsts had already happened with someone else, and she wished they had happened with Rieto. She got sad, and tears came to her eyes, so Rieto gently stopped her from crying. Rieto explained that even if some firsts happened in the past, the new moments they made together could be their own firsts. He said their first date, boat ride, and beach trip were all new for him, and now these could also be new for Runa. Then Rifto gave Runa a gift, a moonstone ring, the same one she wanted. He said maybe it was not like the gift Runa gave him, but this ring reminded him of Runa. Runa said this was more than enough, and for her, meeting Reito was the biggest gift. Rishti put the ring on her finger and promised he would keep making new first moments with her. Runa kept smiling at this promise and gift, and at that moment, fireworks started in the sky. Then they expressed their feelings to each other. Summer break ended and everyone returned to school. Runa wanted to start her plan to get closer to Maria, but before she could do anything, Maria went straight out of the class. Reito saw this and understood that fixing things between them would not be easy. At lunch, Richa was on the rooftop with his friends and asked if they were free on the weekend, then invited them to play a shooting game with Runa's friends. There, the girls got all the attention. Seeing Runa, Nicole, and Akari, the boys were surprised but had no complaints. Rieto felt strange seeing Runa in her costume, and Nicole said that was just their style. Akari suddenly said she remembered being in Ren's class in first grade. Ren was shocked Akari was talking to him, and he got nervous right away. Yasuke told him to calm down. The girls talked easily, and Nicole also spoke to Ren and Yasuke in a normal way. Since everyone was in the same group, Nicole said she was counting on them to win. Ren and Winsuke got excited. On the other side, Runa teased Ringtu and said she would shoot his heart, and Ringtu just laughed and told her to handle the gun carefully. Behind them, Ren and Yasuke were jealous of Ryafto's situation. Then the game started. Ren and Yasuke teamed up with Nicole, while Raitu was with Runa and Akari. Akari showed her skill, sneaked behind Nicole's team, and got Ren out. Yasuke started targeting Rito and did not watch his back, so Akari almost caught him. He barely escaped, but then Rifto shot him directly. In the end, only Nicole was left. Nicole suddenly came out of nowhere and got both Ryano and Akari out, and then only Runa was left in front of her. Both got serious, but Nicole ran out of bullets first, and Runa got her out, winning the first round for her team. During the break, Runa apologized that Reina got shot while saving her, but Reina said it was fine. Nicole cut her nails short for better shooting, and in the next round, she dominated and showed how strong she was. After the game, everyone changed back into their normal clothes. Then Runa got nervous that her valuable moon earring was lost. Raitil helped her search, but the earring was found in her bag. At that moment, Riento noticed that Runa always wore that earring outside school, but only one, and always in her right ear. He started thinking about the reason for this. Later, everyone went to a fast food place to spend time together and get to know each other better. Akari said she liked the game and maybe she would get interested in it. Yusuke quickly got happy and started talking a lot about weapons and gear, which made the girls bored fast, except Akari, who really showed interest. Nicole said Akari was also an otaku. Akari admitted she was crazy about boy bands. Then she started talking a lot about her favorite group, their songs, their dance, and other things. Nicole shared her interest, nail art, and also started giving details about her favorite styles. Now it was the boys' turn to get lost in the talk. Runa said she was jealous of people who had something they were so passionate about. Nicole smiled and said Runa also had something, and she looked at Ritu. Understanding the hint, Runa got shy. Nicole joked that these meetups were hard for singles. Ren asked Rishto if Nicole was single. Nicole heard and calmly said she was not interested in love right now. Akari asked if it was still because of her ex. Nicole remembered her ex's strange habits and said he thought Buddhist prayers were the best music. She said even though they were together for only 2 weeks, he was her first love, so it was important. Ren tried to say something, but Nicole quickly stepped on his foot, and it was clear she became scary when angry. Then Akari said she liked tall boys. Yusuke quickly got interested and asked what her ideal was like. Akari said she wanted a boy as tall as her idols. Then she looked at Isuke's height and asked how tall he was. Yusuke said he was 6 feet, so Akari said that was the same as one of her favorite idols. Yusuke got happy right away, and Ryato understood how his friend was feeling. In the end, everyone started to go home, and Ryato and Runa were left alone. Runa said she did not want to go home yet, so they both went on the Ferris wheel. Runa said in comics, couples had already exchanged chocolates and kissed by now. For this part, I am keeping the physical closeness detail vague because the characters are school-aged. Ritu admitted he did not have any chocolate. Runa laughed at his honesty and said then she would go for the rest of the celebration, and in the Ferris wheel, she came close and showed her love. Later, she asked how it felt, and Ryato said it felt like a peach. Runa laughed and said it was her new lipstick, and she was happy it did not get on Risto. Then she put her head on his shoulder and asked him to pat her head, and Ryato did it. After the Ferris wheel, they both walked home. Runa was very happy after today's date and was thinking about the 3-month anniversary. Ritu asked what she wanted to do that day. Runa said she did not want a separate celebration because for her, every day with him was important. She said for the first time, she was really looking at this relationship seriously and wanted them to stay together. Ritu also wanted the same and said he wanted to be the right partner for her. He said for him, the most important thing right now was studying, even if sometimes he had to turn down her invitations to go out, and he was thankful Runa understood this. Then Radito's life returned to the routine of school and extra classes, until one day, Maria came into the same class. Ritu immediately got nervous and started to leave the class with his things. As soon as he reached the back door, he ran into his senior Shugo. Shugo quickly took him outside and made him sit in a cafe. Shugo said he thought Risto was hiding something, and he wanted to hear the truth from Risto before hearing it from someone else. Rito could not refuse, so he told him that Maria was his first crush, and she was also Runa's twin sister. Shugo understood the problem and asked if Riento would always keep hiding. Risto said he did not want to upset Runa, so he wanted to keep distance from Maria. Shugo offered help and said he would stay close during extra classes, so if Riito needed to leave, he could help. A few days later, the school announced the sports festival. Every class had to make a representative team, but no one stepped up. Then Maria raised her hand. At the same time, Runa also raised her hand. Rito immediately understood that Runa was trying to get closer to Maria. Seeing Runa suddenly join, Akari also joined. Nicole could not come because of her part-time job, so Akari pointed at Rishto and said he was the only one left. Seeing Runa's silent request, Raitu agreed. For the last member, he chose Isuke because he knew Isuke was interested in Akari, and this could be a chance for him. Isuke was surprised, then quickly agreed. The team was made, and Riftu hoped this plan would work. Rishto, Runa, and Maria got the responsibility to make the festival pamphlets, and Akari also wanted to join the group, like when they played the shooting game together. Akari told Fileske they should hang out like that again, and hearing this made Wileske happy inside. On Radito's table, the mood was very quiet. Maria stayed quiet, and Runa did not know what to say. Reichitu started the talk first and mentioned this year's festival theme, for the future. To keep the talk going, Runa asked Maria about her hobbies. Maria hesitated at first, then said she was watching videos these days. Runa mentioned the week's viral clip, but Maria clearly did not know what she was talking about. Then Riatu asked what kind of videos she liked. Maria said she liked video game streaming. Hearing this, Riato quickly named a channel he always watched, and Maria knew it. From there, the talk went easily, but now Runa felt left out. At the end of the day, Rinato did not know how to bring Runa and Maria closer. At that time, Shugo came and asked if he was still thinking about Maria. Rito did not hide his frustration. They talked for a while. Rita guessed that Shugo was probably very popular before. Shugo admitted he was, but mostly he joked around and got attention by making different hairstyles. He even showed a picture when he was completely bald. He said at that time, he won the regional ping pong championship and only one girl liked him. They dated for a little while, then broke up. Shugo said that same girl told him to change his hairstyle, and after that, he became more popular, but he still felt he hurt her somewhere. A few days later, the class representatives met again. When it was about decorations, everyone was in a good mood. But as soon as the topic of pamphlets came up, it got quiet. Runa brought a colorful and pop-style design, while Maria showed more formal and organized layouts. Both asked Ritu for his opinion. Inside, Rinito leaned toward Maria's style, but he did not want to support anyone in front of his girlfriend, so he said he could not decide yet. Later, Ritu told the teacher about the situation. The teacher understood both styles were clashing, but insisted that before printing started, Rinto had to make the final decision. That night, after another extra class, Ritu suddenly ran into Maria. It immediately became awkward. Maria stayed quiet and Rito tried to start the talk with small things. He asked about her home and Maria said, after her mother's second divorce, they came here, and she chose this school because it was cheap. Then Maria asked if he ever thought why she joined the same school as Runa. Rito guessed maybe she wanted to bother her sister, but Maria shook her head no. She said sometimes she did not like Runa, but the real reason was she wanted to surprise her because Runa liked surprises. Maria thought Runa would be happy and with time would forgive her, and with that hope, she came to this school so they could get close again. But when Runa showed confusion instead of happiness, Maria got nervous. She thought Runa did not like her, and in that frustration, she spread rumors. She regretted it and said now she had learned to be more honest with herself. Hearing this, Ritu understood Maria was not really bad because she loved Runa as much as Runa loved her, and he believed their relationship could still be fixed. It was late at night, so Ritu offered to walk Maria home, but she refused. Ritu dropped his books, and Maria saw his extra class book. Rinta awkwardly said he did not take extra classes, but Maria just smiled and left. At home, Risto talked to Runa about Maria. Runa admitted their tastes were always different, even as kids. Once Runa gave Maria earrings, but Maria only gave a small response, even though both cared for each other. Ritu smiled because he understood both wanted to get close, but did not know how. He comforted Runa that things would be fine and promised he would help their relationship. The sports festival came. Normally, Ritu did not like such events, but this time it felt different. He cheered for Runa in her race, and Runa won. Then they all had lunch together in front of everyone, and Ren and Yasuke were jealous as usual. Later, Runa joined the borrowed item race. When she saw her task, she immediately called Raido to join her. Rinito did not know what was written, but he thought it was a chance for them to move forward together. They won the race, and then Runa told him the note said to bring her favorite person. On the other side, Maria was in the cheer squad with Akari. Akari told her to be confident because Maria's mother had also come to watch. But as soon as Maria saw her mother talking to Runa, she stopped and suddenly left, saying she remembered something. Their mother told Runa she did not have much time, and Maria worked very hard for her. Runa said she would find Maria. Raida searched on the rooftop, and Runa looked somewhere else. Richito found Maria on the rooftop. He told her their mother was waiting, but Maria said she did not want to go because she wanted her mother to meet her alone. If people saw their mother with Runa, everyone would know they were sisters, and then strange talk would start. Rishtu said their mother had little time, but Maria told him to go himself and thought Rishtu did not care about her. At that moment, Runa came upstairs and heard their talk. Maria admitted she still liked Rieto and said if Rieto did not want problems, he should stop caring about her and leave her alone. She said she could like him, but only from a distance. Runa quietly walked away. A few days later, the teacher pushed for the final pamphlet design decision. One teacher said maybe students would like Runa's design more, but parents and most boys would like Maria's design, and Rieto had to decide. Inside, Rinto liked Maria's design. He started to make reasons to choose Runa's, but Runa stopped him and told him not to lie and to say the truth. In the end, Rita chose Maria's design. On the way back, Raido apologized for the pamphlet thing, but Runa coldly said it was not needed because he should not lie for her. Runa had been thinking for days about a troubling thing, that maybe Rito was more suited to Maria. Maria's hobbies, interests, and likes matched Rito's more, so Runa felt they were more compatible. At first, she liked their differences, but the more she got close to Rito, the more she felt how different they really were. She felt Rito would get tired of her in the end, so with pain she brought up maybe he should be with Maria. Runa also talked about the rooftop event and admitted Rito was too soft-hearted to leave Maria alone at that time. Runa said she wanted to be closer to Maria, but knowing Maria still liked Ranto made everything harder for her. She said she loved her sister, but this time she wanted to think a little about herself too, and she still wanted to be with Riano. Rieto wanted to say something, but Runa stopped him and said she needed time alone, then ran away before Rieto could stop her. Ritu almost went after her, then stopped because he did not know what to say, even though that day was their 4-month anniversary. On the other side, Maria thought about the pamphlet decision and felt Rianto should have chosen Runa's design. She remembered a childhood doll she once threw away, then Runa fixed it, took care of it, and when Maria suddenly asked for it back, Runa quietly gave it back. Maria remembered Runa was always like that. Now Maria wanted Runa to be happy with Rieto, even if it hurt her. A few days later, the pamphlet was finally finished. The teacher praised Rianto and said this time, their communication must have been better. Risto forced a smile, because he felt nothing really got better. When he went to tell Runa, he saw her talking on the phone, fast and in a formal way. Their situation was already sensitive, so bad thoughts started coming to Rito's mind. Later in class, Riento and Nicole were on cleaning duty. Rito felt Nicole knew something about him and Runa, and Nicole started the talk herself. She said she thought Rinto would keep Runa happy, not sad, but she also knew relationships were not always easy. On the way home, Akari suddenly stopped Riato. She hesitated, then said she saw Runa with an older boy, and Runa had a branded bag in her hand, which made Akari suspect Runa was getting expensive things from him. Rishito showed Akari a picture of Mao, but Akari shook her head and said it was not him. Rietu asked if Akari really thought Runa could cheat. Akari said no, but Runa was too soft-hearted and often did not say no. Akari also said Nicole told her things had been strange between Ringto and Runa lately. Rieto thanked her, kept it in mind, but still trusted Runa. But in the end, he asked Shugo for help again. The school festival came and Shugo came as promised, and because of his looks, he got attention right away. Rito reminded him the real goal was to find out who Runa was seen with. Shugo asked why Rito did not just ask Runa directly, but Rito said things were too tense right now. At that moment, Akari saw Shugo and screamed that he was the person she saw with Runa. Rito stopped, then quickly understood this was not cheating. Maybe Shugo was one of Runa's old relationships. They sat down and talked, and Shugo told the truth that he met Runa, but Runa was not his ex. He said Runa was a friend of his ex, and that ex was from their own school, Nicole. Rietu learned that Shugo was Nicole's ex, the same one who thought Buddhist prayers were music. Richitu asked how Shugo met Runa. Shugo said when he was going to extra classes, Runa called, said she was Nicole's friend, and asked to meet. Shugo was busy, so Runa gave her number. Then later they met and talked about Nicole. Runa wanted to prepare a surprise for Nicole. Shugo thought it was pointless, but Riento said it was not because Nicole still had not moved on. Shugo admitted he was selfish. He was with other girls too, then realized Nicole was the important one. He said at that time Nicole was the ping pong club manager, and when he was immature, she was the first to like him. He said he was the reason Nicole changed, and when Nicole's parents divorced, instead of supporting her, he ended the relationship. Rieno said it was Shugo's mistake, but now he had a chance to fix it. At that moment, Ren and Itsuke came running and said some boys were bothering Runa and Nicole. Rantu and Shugo ran to the school ground. There, Nicole was standing in front of Runa, stopping those boys. When Nicole told Runa to go, the boys blocked the way. Rieto called Runa to come with him and left Nicole behind. The boys still bothered Nicole, so Shugo stepped forward and said he was Nicole's boyfriend. Nicole was surprised to see him there, and hearing this, tears came to her eyes. Shugo apologized for taking so long to come back, and in the end, they finished their talk. Ren saw all this and stayed quiet. At the end of the festival, Isuke suddenly decided to tell Akari his feelings. In front of everyone, he asked Akari to be his girlfriend. Akari said she did not know Yusuke well enough to date him, and asked if he liked her just for her looks. She said a confession should only happen when someone really understood their feelings. Hearing this, Isuke was crushed. Later, Runa apologized for Akari's blunt words. She explained that Akari was pretty and got a lot of proposals, but she felt guilty for rejecting people. She wanted to be friends first, understand each other, and then carefully decide who to like. Runa said she hoped Yusuke would understand this. After that, Isuke said all his efforts were wasted. Ren said, at least he said something. Nishitsu grumbled that Ratudo was lucky to have someone who liked him back. Ren also said Rainchu proved there was still hope for people like them. Hearing this, Raida felt he could not give up on Runa. He made an excuse and went to the class balcony where Runa was standing. There, they talked. Runa said after seeing Nicole and Shugo, she felt if two people really loved each other, they should stay together, and life was not long enough to turn away from love. Riina too agreed life was short, but it was long enough to spend with the person you loved, and for him, that person was Runa. 2 weeks later, Ryantu and Runa met again. Runa mentioned Nicole, who had a date with Shugo that day. Runa thought Nicole had been acting strangely cute for the last few days. Then Runa remembered Yusuke, who had not been seen since the festival. Rietu said Yusuke and Ren were both going through a bad time. Runa said she could not do much, just hoped everything would be fine and they could all hang out again. Raitu asked what game she would want to play if she got the chance. Runa said it was not important right now. Richichu should focus on preparing for his extra classes, and when the time came, she would tell him herself. The next day, Nicole came to class. Runa and Akari were ready to hear about her date, but when they saw the dark circles under Nicole's eyes, they were surprised. Nicole said Shugo broke up with her. He said he wanted to focus on his studies and told Nicole not to contact him anymore. Rieto and Ren were just as shocked to hear this. Later, Raichu immediately asked Shugo what happened. Shugo said if they stayed together, it would waste time because they would keep hanging out and going out, and then he might fail the entrance exam. Rito said Nicole could wait until after the exam. Shugo shook his head and said he did not want to hold Nicole back because she was still young, her friends were with her, and after crying, she would finally move on. But Raitu did not think it would be that easy. Then, Shugo changed the topic and asked about Rito's relationship. Rishito admitted that on the surface, everything looked fine, but inside he was afraid he might hurt Runa again. On the other side, Runa told Nicole she felt Rinto had become distant from her, and she was scared about what would happen between them. Then Nicole went to Runa's house, and they both sat and cried, letting out everything they were holding inside. In front of Shugo, Risto admitted he once loved Maria, and now he avoided mentioning Maria in front of Runa. Shugo warned him if he kept doing this, he would have no other girlfriends except Runa. Rita said he did not care because he was always the person who stayed with few people. He said being with Runa changed his life. If Runa was not there, he would never have had dates, festivals, or days at the beach. He said without Runa, he would have just finished school with a simple life, so he did not think about making other girlfriends because of the risk of losing Runa. Shugo listened quietly, and hearing Renato's words, he also remembered his own mistakes. That night, on the way home, Rito met Maria. Because it was late, they walked together for a while, then their paths split. Before separating, Risto told Maria they should not meet like this anymore. Maria said her feelings would not end easily, but since the sports festival, she had been thinking a lot about Runa. She said Runa always put others first, even if her own happiness was less, and Maria was afraid Runa might leave Richu because of her. Maria said she did not want this, because she also wanted to see Runa happy. She admitted she liked Refto, but she loved Rena more, so she agreed to stop meeting Refto like this. Before leaving, Richu reminded her that before Runa, Maria was his first crush, and for Maria, that was enough. Then Rita called Runa, because both had a lot to talk about, but before the talk started, suddenly Maria's scream was heard. Risto heard the sound in the call and immediately ran back. Some men had almost heard Maria, but Risto was close by. He took Maria to the police station, and there they found out Maria lost one of her earrings. Other than that, she was safe. Maria stayed at the station, and Runa called their mother to come and get her. Before Renato could tell Runa why he was with Maria, Runa stopped him and said they would talk next Saturday before his extra class. When Saturday came, they met in a park near Rento's class building. Rishitu wanted to start the talk, but Runa interrupted and said Maria must have been very scared that night. Renta started to tell the real story, but Runa refused to listen and spoke sharply to him. Runa did not want Rento to see her in this state, so she decided to end the relationship. She said she'd been thinking about this for a long time, and she felt now this relationship could not be fixed. She admitted she liked the time with Ryato, but still she came to this decision, and just thanked him for being good to her. Rishta was stunned and could not say anything. Around them, couples walked by holding hands, and both remembered their good moments. Then a small child crawled by with a toy car, which reminded them of the car they talked about before. The child went back to his smiling parents, and seeing this, Runa's eyes filled with tears. She heard another small sob, and understood Ryato was also crying, and he told her not to end everything. Ryato tried to explain himself, and also felt his own mistake about Maria, while Runa understood his pain. She apologized and admitted she still loved him, but was afraid he might stop liking her one day. Rento hugged her tightly and said mistakes happened, and he still wanted a future with her. They held each other and let out their feelings. When Risto moved in to kiss her, that same small child hit Risto on the head with his toy car, and both of them laughed. Later, Risto told Runa to show her feelings for him fully and not hold them back. Hearing this, Runa smiled and kissed him, and things between them got better again. After that, Rinto promised he would not be alone with Maria and apologized for causing so much tension. But Runa surprised him and said she did not just want to be friends with Maria, she wanted them to really live as sisters. Runa showed one of her earrings and said the other earring was with Maria, and she hoped one day they would both wear them together. Hearing this, Risto remembered the earring Maria lost, and he gave that earring to Runa, also saying Maria really cared about her happiness. This gave Runa peace. The next day in class, Maria was praised for her good grades, and Runa proudly stood up and told everyone Maria was her sister, and the whole class was surprised. Later, even though Runa was embarrassed about saying it, Maria took her lost earring back and hugged Runa because she felt Runa's love and acceptance. When the class gathered and teased Maria that she was the sister of the most popular girl Runa, both sisters laughed together. Seeing all this, Rintu felt peace and was happy things got here. Then winter came, and Raitu and Runa were on a date when suddenly Runa hugged him tightly in the middle of the street. She screamed with happiness that she was the happiest. Rishta got nervous and embarrassed seeing this, and Runa quietly laughed to herself. Runa had promised Raichudo she would always show him how much she loved him, and she had planned something special for Christmas Eve. Rishta thought to himself, maybe tonight was the night he'd been waiting for, but when Runa told her plan, his excitement ended right away. Runa wanted Risto to do a Christmas thing with her that was about her family. Rishta took her to a restaurant, and Runa said she wanted to try to bring her family together again. She thought her father still loved her mother, and since her mother was single again, maybe there was still hope. Ritu asked how she would do it, so Runa said they would arrange a meeting for both parents. Maria also supported this idea and said if it could fix things, she should try. Risto thought he would just be a strange spectator, but Runa assured him she wanted him there, and she wanted to introduce him to her father. The next day, Runa started writing an emotional letter for both parents. She put all her hope in it, even if Maria and Ridito had doubts. During this, Isuki suddenly changed, and now everyone saw him as different. At first, Rito did not notice. Then after looking again, he realized Yasuke was not the same anymore. Girls gathered around him, and Akari felt this in Isuke matched her taste. Rina joked to Akari that she should confess again, but Akari's pride did not allow it because she already rejected him at the festival and hurt his feelings. Akari was venting her frustration when Nicole quietly went to the rooftop. She wanted to block Shugo's number, but stopped in hesitation and could not do it. Ren saw her there and tried to make her feel better, but Nicole did not listen to him. Rito saw all this and fought inside about Ren and realized everyone had their own story and everyone had their share of pain. When Christmas Eve came, Rito stood in front of a Santa statue practicing how to greet politely. Then Runa saw him and teased him about why he was bowing to a statue. Rita tried to change the topic and Runa understood he was nervous. She gently took his arm and they both walked to the restaurant. In the restaurant, Runa's mother and Maria were already there. The mother was surprised to see such a big meeting, so Runa said she just wanted a family dinner. She had also called her father, but she herself did not know if he would come or not. Maria apologized that they hid this because they just wanted one night that felt like old days. The mother agreed with a heavy heart and said she did not want to see him, but could not refuse her daughter. Then Runa's father came. He was surprised to see his ex-wife, but he was not alone. He brought another woman with him, and since Runa wanted to introduce Rinado to her father, he also wanted to introduce his new partner. For Runa, this was not what she hoped for, and she was broken inside. While leaving the restaurant, Runa could not stop sobbing, and her mother quietly said she could come home anytime. Reina took Runa to her house. All the way, Runa kept crying quietly and thinking about everything. Risto was worried seeing her and thought maybe he should give her time alone, but Runa stopped him and cried, telling him not to leave her alone. Riento hesitated, but Runa clung to him, and when he tried to move away, she cried even more. The house lights went off, and Runa kept telling him to stay with her until morning. During this, Richuto felt Runa's body was very hot and she had a fever. He got nervous, then carried Runa to her room and started taking care of her. He put a cold cloth on her forehead and stayed with her so she could rest. Even with a fever, Runa kept slowly talking about her love. That night, Reno decided in his heart he would support Runa no matter what. On the other side, Ren was watching Nicole finish her part-time duty and thought about talking to her again, but Nicole quickly went to Shugo's extra class building. She checked every room, then found him in the library. She put her hand on the table and said she would wait for him until his exams were over, and if he told her to forget him again, she would not agree. Nicole left, but Shugo followed her and stopped her on the street. Without saying anything, he wrapped her scarf properly around her neck, and that was enough of an answer for her. From a distance, Ren saw all this. He did not argue, just went back and understood that Nicole had no place in her heart for him. A little later, Yusuke called him and said they should sit together and watch their favorite streamer show. For Akari, this change in Yusuke became something new, and even with her pride, she started to lean toward him. Maria also saw all this and felt satisfied that the way Rinto cared for Runa, it was clear they were really together. In the morning, when Runa woke up, she found Ritu still with her, and she was happy she was spending Christmas morning with him. She gave Riento a small pouch with different charms. She said she actually wanted to buy study charms, but Nicole told her to get different ones for every part of life. Then Risto surprised her. He came in wearing a Santa suit and gave Runa a pair of moonstone earrings to match the ring he gave her in summer. Runa remembered before, her father used to be Santa, but now Rinto had taken that place and he was the one who made her happy. With this, Runa accepted her father's choices. She did not chase after the past because now she had her own happiness and her love too. A love she promised to always keep safe.